So, you're thinking about moving to Kansas City, Missouri, and before you start pulling up Zillow, comparing school ratings, arguing with your spouse about Kansas versus Missouri, or daydreaming about barbecue, Chiefs games, or hanging out on the plaza, there are some things you really need to know first. Kansas City is one of those cities that people seriously underestimate. Some people move here and say, wow, why did no one tell me Kansas City was like this? And others, they get here and realize, okay, I really wish someone had explained a few things before we chose where to live. Because Kansas City isn't hard to love, but it is easy to misunderstand if you don't know how it works. So today, I'm walking you through the real 9 things you absolutely must know before moving to Kansas City. Not the brochure version, not the tourist version, and not the weekend visit version. This is the everyday lived here local version. And I'll tell you right now, number 4 and number 7 are the ones people mention after they move here and say, if I'd known that earlier, my move would have been so much easier. So, hey everyone, I'm Kendal. I'm a Kansas City real estate agent, and I help people relocate to the KC Metro from all over the country. I help with choosing the right area, narrowing down neighborhoods, understanding the difference between Kansas and Missouri, and honestly just avoiding mistakes that almost every newcomer makes at least once. So if Kansas City is on your list or even just on your radar, you're in the right place. So let's start with number 1. It's huge. You have to understand the layout. This is the number 1 thing that gets people every time. Most people think Kansas City is just one city, one vibe, and one lifestyle. It's not. Kansas City is an entire region, and how happy you are here depends heavily on where you land inside that region. Here's what makes Kansas City different. It sits in 2 states, Missouri and Kansas. It includes dozens of cities and suburbs, and the difference between them are not small. Taxes change, school districts change, home prices change, commutes change, even the day-to-day feel of life changes. Downtown Kansas City feels nothing like Overland Park, Parthville feels nothing like Blue Springs, the North Midland feels nothing like the Plaza, and the Kansas side feels very different from most of the Missouri side. For example, on the Kansas side, you'll generally see newer subdivisions, highly ranked public schools, a more polished suburban feel, slightly higher home prices, very family-oriented neighborhoods. On the Missouri side, you'll often find more housing variety, historic neighborhoods with character, lower purchase prices in many areas, and a mix of urban, suburban, and semi-rural living. Then you break it down even more. You have Northland versus South KC, Midtown versus the Plaza, old suburbs versus fast-growing ones. Where you live affects your commute, your budget, your lifestyle, your daily routine, and honestly, how much you enjoy Kansas City overall. This is why people say, I wish someone explained this before we started house hunting. Because in Kansas City, where you live matters more than most people expect. So number 2, Kansas City's cost of living gives you immediate quality of life. This is one of the biggest reasons people move here, and yes, it's real. If you're coming from places like Nashville, Denver, Phoenix, Austin, Chicago, Dallas, or really anywhere on a coast, Kansas City feels like a breath of fresh air. Here, your money just goes further. You're usually getting bigger homes, bigger yards, more space between neighbors, less bidding war chaos, lower property taxes depending on your location. And the biggest thing, you're not sacrificing lifestyle to afford housing. People don't move here just to survive, they move here to actually live. They host friends, they have space for kids and dogs, they have room for hobbies. They're not stressed every single month about housing costs. For remote workers, families, and first-time buyers, Kansas City is often a massive quality of life upgrade almost immediately. Number 3, the barbecue and food scene is a real culture. Let's talk food because this always surprises people. Yes, Kansas City is a barbecue city, and yes, the barbecue lives up to its hype. But KC is not just a barbecue town. You've got legendary spots everyone knows, but you've also got local craft breweries, amazing coffee shops, farm-to-table restaurants, trendy brunch spots, food halls, international cuisine, cocktail lounges, late-night eats, bakeries, and dessert spots, and I could keep going. Kansas City punches way above its weight when it comes to food. It's one of those places where locals love trying new spots, supporting local restaurants, and actually getting excited about the openings. If food matters to you, you'll never be bored here. Number 4, the weather has personality. You need to be ready. Okay, let's be honest, Kansas City weather has opinions. You get hot, humid summers, cold winters with snow and ice, spring storms and strong winds, beautiful, colorful falls, and fast, warm springs. People moving from places with very stable weather always say the same thing. Kansas City weather feels like it changes its mind a lot, and that's true. But here's the important part. Kansas City is built for it. Roads get cleared quickly, people know how to drive in the snow for the most part, homes are insulated for temperature swings, storm prep is normal here. If you're prepared, it's manageable, and honestly, a lot of people grow to love having real seasons. Let's go to number 5. So every KC neighborhood has a completely different personality. This is where Kansas City really shines, and where newcomers either fall in love or feel lost if they choose wrong. Overland Park feels suburban, organized, and family-focused. Then you have Lee Summit that feels friendly, fast-growing, and community-oriented. There's Parkville that feels scenic, wooded, and tucked away. Let's see, North Kansas City feels creative, trendy, and younger. We have Brookside and Waldo that feels historic, charming, and walkable. Liberty feels spacious, safe, and growing quickly. The Plaza and Westport feel lively, central, and convenient. Each area attracts different people, different lifestyles, and different priorities. This is why I always say, in Kansas City, choosing the right area matters more than choosing the perfect house. The job market for number 6 is what we'll talk about. It's strong and diverse. Kansas City quietly has a very solid job market. Healthcare, tech, engineering, finance, logistics, manufacturing, education, it's all here. And because KC is centrally located, logistics and transportation are huge industries. Remote workers especially love it here because their income stretches further without giving up their city amenities. All right, number 7, KC is a big city that still feels like a small town. This is the number one thing people say after moving here. Kansas City just feels good. It's a metro of over 2 million people, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. People are friendly, neighbors talk to each other, community actually matters. You get big city things like sports, concerts, food, culture, without the chaos or pretentious vibes you find in some larger cities. It's an easy place just to feel at home. Number 8, Kansas City is way more outdoorsy than you'd expect. This surprises almost everyone. So KC has trails, parks, lakes, dog parks, outdoor concerts, farmers markets, festivals, and tons of green space. Spring and fall here are incredible, and people really use the outdoors. It's just part of everyday life here. All right, number 9, Kansas City is growing quickly, and timing matters. Kansas City is expanding very fast. New construction, new restaurants, revitalized areas, growing suburbs, rising housing demand. It's growing, but still affordable. It's modernizing, but still friendly. It's developing, but still so comfortable. That balance does not last forever. A lot of people who move here say, I'm glad we came when we did. So those are the 9 things you really need to know before moving to Kansas City. KC offers opportunity, affordability, personality, and community, but your experience depends heavily on choosing the right area and understanding how the city actually works. And that's exactly what I help with. So if you're thinking about moving to Kansas City, whether that's next month or next year, feel free to reach out. My contact info is below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.